short time of blessedness from Christopher Duffley. He will sing some wonderful songs of worship and praise, but also give witness. So I'm very hopeful that we, in the next short while, will have a wonderfully personal experience of our faith, of our friends, and of our journey in life. So I welcome you, and I ask at this time Jim, our music director, will come and introduce Christopher Duffley.
Afternoon, everybody. And thanks for braving the very cold and windy days to make it here. You won't regret it. So I'm Jim, as Father said, I'm Jim Keith, the music director here at Notre. About 5 years ago, I saw one of those clickbait headlines on the internet. This blind autistic boy takes the mic. What happens next will leave you in tears. You see a lot of those headlines, right? Unlike so many of those headlines, unlike so many of those things on the internet, this one was 100% true. And never in my wildest dreams did I think that little boy would one day become such a beloved friend of our parish. A few years ago, Father Jude asked me to think of the most inspiring, uplifting, faith-filled musician I could bring to Notre Dame. I knew exactly who to show him. I said, watch this, Father. Click. Clicked play. 2.5 minutes later, the rest is history. He brought the house down at our Christmas concert in 2014. He returned to sing a special farewell to Father Jude in 2015. And this afternoon in 2016, we're honored and proud to have him back here to share his talent as well as one of the most inspirational stories you will ever hear. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christopher Duffley. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Jim, for the warm and awesome welcome, and also to Father Patty for giving the welcome. Today marks the end of the Jubilee year anniversary for our church. And as I tell you my story with my mom and dad, please know that we are here to give witness to God, and we are humbled to share our story. Now, I'd like to start with a joke. You guys ready? What did the turkey say to the computer?
What?
Google, Google, Google. Now, I'm going to begin by telling you a little bit about myself. I was born at 26 weeks, 1 pound and 12 ounces. And as you can see, there's a picture of me on the screen. I was as big as my dad's hand, believe it or not, when it's big, when it's out. I soon became totally blind from an eye condition called retinopathy of prematurity, or ROP. This means that the retinas in my eyes completely detached because I was so premature. And although the doctors tried to save my sight, I see nothing. Another reason is that in order to save my life, they gave me a lot of oxygen for 100 days, and this contributed to my blindness. So I've never really seen anything, and I wear fake eyes or ocular shells. And my blue eyes are painted on a white shell. And believe it or not, they are my father's eyes. Sometimes people think they look real, and they can't believe that I really don't see. Well, I have these fake eyes because they make me look normal and handsome, so I'm told. After I was born, my birth parents had a lot of problems, so they were unable to take me home, and I was placed in the Florida foster care system. Before my first birthday, my mom, who was my aunt at the time, came to visit the foster care home that I was in. And there I was, sick in the hospital, when my mom first met me. At that time, my mom prayed hard. She was fearful at first to say yes to taking me. She already had 4 other children. Could she care for a special needs child as well? Well, God answered my mom's prayers. She felt in her heart that it was God's will and that she should not be afraid to say yes. 4 months later, in August of 2002, the court judge approved my placement to the Duffley family. And today, 13 years ago, today is my adoption day. Also, by the way, this is a special day for me. Adopted into the family. Now, when I came home to New Hampshire, I was 15 months old and could barely sit up. I had gained 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and they loved me and played with me a lot. And, by the way, right here is our first family picture. I improved quickly, and I even started walking around and clap and repeat things. One thing I couldn't do well was communicate normally. I could not tell people how I felt. I sometimes banged my head into the floor to show frustration. Because I was blind, my parents thought I would stop doing this once I understood the world better. I also love music. Christian music played around the house and in the car. So I know some of you might listen to 99.1, by the way, and hear the singer also. Now, this is when I began to sing along with Open the Eyes of My Heart. This song connected with me. Since I can't see with my physical eyes, I can see with my heart and my other senses. I don't know why you're cheering at that one. Remember what happens. Now, the song also started my spiritual journey, knowing that God made me incredibly special and unique. I could worship Him with this song. When I was 4 years old, I experienced my first microphone. My dad rushed me up to the music ministry after hearing Open the Eyes of My Heart being played. Our new friend at the time, as my dad calls him, Detective Joe, gave me a microphone to sing. My family was there to rebuild homes. But now looking back, I helped rebuild hearts in 8 Days of Hope. And 8 Days of Hope started as a way to help people recover from Hurricane Katrina in December of 2005, and we're still active with them today. And as you see, I still really love microphones. When I was 5, I was diagnosed with autism. That's where that comes in. And so then the next year, I was taken to Manchester Community Music School for an evaluation. Now, the question was, could music therapy help me communicate? Well, turns out it did. Because some of you I've seen this morning in the services and last night, you probably know I've probably had a small conversation with you. Well, I can. And I can do as many turns as you want me to if you want. But, now, and my music therapist at the time said I had perfect pitch and unlimited musical potential. Now, speaking of that, Jim, do you want to come on up? We're going to be doing the perfect pitch test. So, he's coming up. And we're going to start with one note. I mean, of course, you know what the note is already, but, well, not you guys, over the audience, but Jim and I already know what the note is, but we're going to test this out because I know what the note is, but we'll see what happens there. So, start with one note and we'll progress through. That is A. Yeah. Maybe another one and then hopefully get to 2 notes and so on. B flat. No, it doesn't. And it does not take long anyway for me anyways to get these notes. So, you want to do 2 notes?
Interval, you ready? Okay, try this one.
C and A. It takes a little bit harder to think, but it's worth it. Yes. That's all right. So, do you want to go 3 or 2 or just 2? Hey, maybe 3. Let's try 3.
All right, here we go.
C, F, and D flat.
Exactly right.
You want to? Really? So that's F, D, and A flat, or G sharp.
Exactly right.
Ooh, Dad.
Yes.
Uh-oh. We need to have that conversation. I totally forgot about that. All right, so when I was 5, I still wasn't communicating. This is how I have a conversation.
Christopher, how are you?
Christopher, how are you?
Where are you going today?
Where are you going today?
That's about the limit of your conversation.
Yeah, I guess that's how that would go. But, okay, so my parents had me tested, and I was diagnosed with autism, as I just said. My mom thought that music therapy might help me, and she brought me to the Manchester Community. You guys already heard it. Now, it was music therapy that uncovered my gift of perfect pitch and great musical potential, which we just mentioned, which we just showed you. My speech did improve, and I began having simple conversations, and you can obviously now see I'm really good at talking. So, I'm not going to ask you again because we already did it. My music teacher, Mrs. Park, or Mrs. Donna Park at Northwest Elementary School, had taught the whole class the national anthem. When I was in 1st grade, she chose me to sing with the microphone to lead the class at a Memorial Day event. Because people liked my singing so much, I began singing the national anthem at local sporting events. Our state's newspaper found out about my story and decided to put me on the front page. You can see right there. Yes. You can probably see the newspaper right there and the picture right there. Now, I was only 10 years old when this happened. Or was it 9? I don't know. It might be 9. Now, they said, he sings with passion. He sings like a trained vocalist. Well, the phone began to ring, and people wanted to interview me for the TV. I've been on WMUR, New Hampshire, Fox News in Boston, and other news channels. Now, the next thing I knew, I was invited to sing at Fenway Park for the Boston Red Sox. 3 times.
So when we decided to take Christopher into our house, our lives changed. I tell people, who would ever have thought when we took this kind little nephew of ours into our house that we'd be traveling all over the world, the country, and telling our story. And God has been very good to us. But when Christopher was 10 years old, that same year that he first sang, he sang the Red Sox. He sang that September at New Hampshire Night of Worship. And this video is up here. Christopher sang, and that really changed our life because Christopher started getting requests from all over the country, as Jim said earlier, for him to sing, and different mega churches and different events and galas and fundraisers. And so just from this one video, it was translated into many languages all over the world. He has huge fans in Brazil, and Korea, South Korea, and the video's gone viral all over the world. And the funny thing is I was sharing with someone this summer, I said, wow, the video's still going viral here in 2016. And he got 5 million views in 3 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, about a month later.
Yeah, and that was 22.5 million views in 1 week.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that video, you have to go up to the internet and look at it. It's wonderful. So that's how our ministry is started. Christopher's going to share some of the amazing things we've done in the last year.
Christopher, you're going to sing Open the Eyes now.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So this song we're going to stop right here is Open the Eyes of Our Heart. That's actually my favorite song that we said in the video that I sang. I'm going to sing it piano right here. Okay. So this song is Open the Eyes of Our Heart. And I say it like a prayer because we meditate on what God wants in our lives. We open our hearts to Jesus. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. I sing that in one,
How many can you sing?
but I can sing that up to 5 languages. It's amazing. The power of YouTube, Facebook, and social media, and social networking, not media, and how it has opened doors we could never imagine. We started a ministry called No Greater Love because we felt God asking us to continue to share His love. This has led to 2 albums, being part of the March for Life with my sister Grace at the Verizon Arena in Washington, D.C., singing in churches all over the U.S., and I'm sorry to say, but they're mostly Protestant, but I have done a few Catholic ones that I'm going to be singing, however. And, fun fact there. Visits to schools? Yes, I've done schools. Being part of Pope Francis's visit, which is the World Meeting of Families. I mean, I haven't done the main stage, but I've been on one of the other stages in that area, in Philadelphia, on Benjamin Franklin Parkway. And getting to hang out with Matt Maher, which is another Christian artist, and so many wonderful people. I know that what I do makes a difference when I get emails like this. Dear Christopher, I just thought I write to tell you how much we love you in my house. Our favorite song you did is I Can Only Imagine. Every time before we do Bible study in my home, one of us picks a song, and your song is one of the most picked. I believe it is because we see God through you. We love you, Christopher, and thank you for the inspiration you bring. Parentheses. We are a family from Australia, originally from Africa, close parentheses. Pope Francis says, quote, to not hide the treasure that we all have, end quote. I am fine being different. I don't mind being blind, and I've been blind all my life. Would I like to see things like you? Sure I would, but I cannot change this. I have accepted it as an inconvenience, and I do not think about how I became blind. I just move on. And believe it or not, I am no different from you. I just do things differently. I do things differently. You read with your eyes, I read with your fingers I read with my fingers like I'm doing now with my Brown Note Apex, which is this tool that is basically sort of like a pro computer. You guys, you know what it calls a compact portable personal organizer. We can talk more about that at Q&A after if you want. You walk sitting in front of you, unless you're texting at the same time. I walk with a cane that gives me a way to know what might be in front of me. You have a computer and you can see the monitor. I have a Mac, an iPod Touch, which I almost never use, and an iPhone that'll talk to me. And I can turn your iOS device into accessibility mode in about a minute flat. So much out! I can do Android too, but I don't have an Android device. And personally, accessibility is not too good on Android. I think Apple beat it, which is great. Seriously, God has given me meaning, and He's given me a mission. He gives meaning and mission to all of us through our baptism. Today's mission is to be with you and to tell you how much He loves you, even when you don't feel it. He is never going to leave you, and He loves you just the way you are, and forgives every fault you have. That's His mercy. That is why He sent Jesus to die on the cross for us. He has shown us a love that the world cannot. He has asked us to take His example of love and mercy to the world. my missions that I've begun is to sing and write my very own songs. And with the help of my music teacher and mentor, Michael Shaughnessy, there are 4 songs we are currently working on, which we actually recorded. I'm hoping we can get them out soon, along with a Christmas single I'll be playing for you after. One is called, well, not playing, but singing for you after. One is called Hear You Sing. And we started it about a year, and we started this writing and everything else about a year and a half ago. And we were sitting around and we began talking about the message I wanted to give people. We came up with Hear You Sing because we all experience sadness in our life. And this song talks about taking our broken hearts and giving them to Jesus. He is the healer of our hearts. Hello again. So this song is Hear You Sing. You're sad. Oh, wanna see you dance, even when you're upset. Does this sound better? For some reason that mic went down. I don't know how that happened. Jim, was that you or was it the battery I'm thinking? Could be the battery in the mic.
It was me.
What? Oh, please. You could have left it the way it was, because it was the exact same levels of podium up here.
One more song. One more song. Ready?
Now, do you guys want to hear another original song related to the Christmas season? Right now, by the way, you're probably hear Christmas music already going on, which I don't believe, because it's not even Thanksgiving yet, so okay. But this song is called Here With Me, and it's an original song that my music mentor and my mom and everybody else and I wrote just a few weeks, just a month ago. And we recorded a rough recording of this, and here's a background recording for it. So this is, once again, called Here With Me. Sorry about the track stuff, Mom. Didn't need to worry about it. Go back to the beginning. You just missed it. I don't know what's going on with the volume stuff here. This song's called Here With Me. What's wrong with the HDMI? I like the food and the presents. I like the time that we spend around the tree. But most of all, you're here with me. I like the music and the songs we sing. I like the fire and the warmth it brings. But most of all, you're here with me. No, I cannot compare the things that I could wear, or the things that I could buy up in the store. With your hand holding mine, and the rhythms and the rhymes that I like the time that we spend around the tree, but most of all, you're here with me. Following your heart and being true to yourself is not easy. When my parents said yes to adoption, they knew that saying yes to God would be difficult. When they found out about my autism, they had to be more patient and to run and trust that God had a plan for their life. When my brother came into our lives, they had to be merciful and forgive him. I am fortunate that he is now a part of our lives. There are things we can do to become closer to God, and here's how. First is prayer. Can you just spare just a few minutes a day? I know you might be thinking, what? Why a few minutes a day? Why can't I, why can't I not do it, Well, every day we need to pray or just talk to God. I pray with my parents, who use the Magnificat a lot for daily prayer. Who uses the Magnificat, by the way? I know Dad does. There's several people. I do. A simple Our Father is a great way to start when you first get up, or right before bed. Secondly, there's a lot of things we can learn from the Bible. It gives us the truth. And recently, on October 30th, I made my confirmation. Confirmandi, you're going to love this. I made my confirmation. Just 3 weeks ago, I made my confirmation. And it is awesome to know I have been concealed with the gifts and blessed with the fruits of the Holy Spirit. I need these more than ever to fight the bad things of this world and to be the best person I can be for God. Next, we can forgive. God has been merciful to us, so we need to be merciful to each other. When I get upset, whatever you call it, we ask forgiveness from one another, and it is very hard for me. Now, one last thought is that we need one another. Sometimes we feel that we do not need anyone. Well, I can do it by myself. Nope. The truth is that God calls us to work together and respect those in authority. ... That includes our parents. I would not be the person I am today to share God's love and mercy if it wasn't for a ton of people in my life. From the doctors to the teachers, my music coach, and friends all over the place. I have needed every single one of them. God puts people in our lives that help us to be the best person we can be.
We can't thank you enough. This is such a wonderful turnout, and I know the confirmation kids, I know you were asked to be here. But besides that, to have families here, to break away, I know how hard it is. Some of you might have had sports or other things you would rather be doing today, and you took the time to spend with Jesus. And we're just a vessel that He has used. We're going to any question that you might have, Steve or I, Christopher will show you his technology. We won't take a lot of time, but it's great to ask questions. There might be something in your mind. So we're gonna end with Leon. We want you to join in, to sing, you have to stand up.
You guys can, adore God, bow down,
He always gets the last word. But the first thing we need is Jesus, right? Remember that. So again, I just wanted, on behalf of Steve as well and Christopher, we want to thank you, and we're going to get on with the program here. Okay, Christopher, I'll look at it. Okay, and then after Lead on Me, Christopher's just going to take a minute to tell you about his new podcast, Mission Possible, and then the Q&A.
All right. Well, also to my thanks to Father Caddy, Father Mahuge, whatever the name is, Jim Keefe for helping us out here with everything we're doing. And this song is Lean on Me. We'll go right to my new podcast I've been releasing. This is the same thing. This song is Lean on Me. You guys can stand up, clap your hands. Well, I interview people who, I'm sorry if I swear I'm moving in. Now, I interview people who are on a mission, and because, hence mission possible,
That's the title.
it's in the title right there.
Yeah. So Christopher interviews people they talk about their missions in life, and it's 10 minutes a week. And please go to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review his podcast.
Yes, you can also do Stitcher and Google Play, which is also up, and also TuneIn Radio. If you want to follow the podcast, you can, and with the new update these days, I heard you can download episodes and listen to them offline, so that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to know how to do it, you can go ahead and ask, and I will actually show you with my phone how to do that if you want.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Technology after.
so.
So you want to do one more song? Okay, Jim, you want to play?
I don't know what one you want to do.
We're good father.
Ah, we could do one from this morning for those of you that attend this church here. You can just come on up and we can. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This is
Well, it shouldn't be too hot.
well, if you want to,
Oh, maybe it sounds different this one, like, from up here.
make sure it's a little feedback.
It doesn't feedback. Shouldn't feedback.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. So this song is Good Good Father. For those of you who go to the service this morning, you probably already heard that community meditation. But,
And if you didn't hear it this morning, shame on you. You know what you want.
you went to a different church. I like it. Anyway, so this song is Good Good Father. And those of you that are thinking one more song, then we'll do this one.